There comes a moment in life when the weight of bondage feels unbearable, when fear grips tighter than hope, when addiction whispers louder than freedom, when depression casts a shadow over every sunrise. Many people try everything: willpower, advice, even running from the problem, but the chains only seem to tighten. Yet, there is one weapon that has shattered prison doors, silenced the enemy, and restored countless souls. That weapon is prayer. Prayer is not just words spoken into the air. It is the cry of the heart that reaches the throne of God. When Paul and Silas were chained in a Philippian jail, they did not despair. Instead, they prayed and sang hymns to God. Suddenly, an earthquake shook the prison, the doors flew open, and everyone's chains were loosed. Acts 16 verses 25 to 26. That is the picture of prayer. It shakes the foundations of bondage and sets captives free. You may not be behind iron bars, but perhaps your prison is fear, anger, lust, or regret. Those invisible chains are just as real. But God has promised, "Call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you shall glorify me." Psalm 50 verse 15. Prayer is the key that unlocks the cell door. I remember a season when I felt bound by anxiety. Every night, my thoughts were restless, and every day felt like a battle just to breathe. But the turning point came when I stopped wrestling in my own strength and began to wrestle on my knees. My words weren't fancy, just desperate cries like Hannah in 1 Samuel 1 verse 15, pouring out her soul before the Lord. Over time, peace replaced panic, and hope broke through the heaviness. I discovered that prayer doesn't just change circumstances, it changes the heart. The enemy wants you silent, hopeless, and bound. But prayer makes hell tremble. Prayer invites God's power into your weakness. The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. James 5 verse 16. Chains of addiction can fall. Chains of generational curses can break. Chains of shame can be shattered. You don't need the strength of 10 men. You need the faith of one person crying out to a powerful God. Friend, the same God who shook the prison for Paul and Silas is the same God who will shake the chains in your life. Do not underestimate the power of prayer. Today, lift your voice. Today, pour out your heart. Today, break free. Because when you pray, chains break, burdens lift, and freedom comes. As Jesus himself declared in John 8 verse 36, "So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed."